Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a rapid-fire exploration of why feeling hyper-aware isn't just some quirky personality trait. It's actually a deeply complex psychological phenomenon. I mean, if you're the kind of person who walks into a room and instantly feels like something is just off, or maybe you catch a subtle invisible tension in a sentence that sounds totally normal to literally everyone else, well, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're decoding the minds of people who are just over-aware. Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the trap of hyperawareness, its biological and survival origins, signs of an overactive mind, the emotional toll it takes, the physical anxiety loop, and finally, how to shift this from a heavy burden into a beautiful gift.
So, starting right off with section 1, the trap of hyperawareness.
You know, people often think that noticing every forced smile or every avoided glance is this amazing superpower. But actually, having a brain with absolutely no off switch, one that literally never stops scanning the room for hidden meaning, is completely exhausting. It drains your emotional energy. It's kind of a cruel trap, honestly, forcing you to pick apart and constantly replay moments that most people just walk right past without a second thought. Moving into section 2, origins, biology, and survival. So where does this intense, high-definition perception of the world actually come from? Well, psychology basically divides this into two origins. First, you've got sensory processing sensitivity, so highly sensitive persons, or HSPs, who are just born with this ultra-fine nervous system filter. But then there's hypervigilance, and this one isn't inborn. It's an acquired survival mechanism, usually inherited from growing up in a really unstable environment where the mood could shift like the weather. For that second group, childhood was tough. These were the kids who were actively listening to cabinet slams to measure exactly how angry a parent was. They literally memorized the exact sound of car tires rolling into the garage just to predict emotional disasters before they even happened. They basically had to become walking radar stations just to survive their own homes. Now, the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that this is not a flaw. It's actually a profound intelligence shaped by your amygdala, the brain's danger alarm. Basically, your brain got the message early on that your environment wasn't safe, so it built a complex neural network to protect you. And over time, that survival vigilance fused right into your adult identity. So you're not broken. You're just wearing a shield that eventually became your skin. All right, section 3, signs of an overactive mind. So how does this intense awareness actually show up on, say, a random Tuesday? Let's look at a classic example, a 4 p.m. Slack message from your boss that just says, "Come see me for a minute later." While someone else sees a basic meeting request, the overly aware mind immediately starts running a hidden equation. A wave of tension hits, you catch this invisible coldness in the text, or maybe you notice an exact 3-second pause before a coworker compliments your shirt. It is just constant, exhausting analysis. And the biology behind this is fascinating. It involves the default mode network, or DMN. Now, this brain system is meant for reflection, and normally it really only fires up when you're daydreaming or resting. But in hyper-aware people, the DMN is running a completely hidden analytical marathon all day long. It's like half of your brain is smiling and drinking coffee, while the other half is frantically taking notes and cross-referencing details. Which inevitably leads to extreme self-awareness. You don't just feel an emotion, you actively monitor it. It's metacognition, literally thinking about your own thinking. If you feel joy at a party, a split second later, your mind floats up to the ceiling to judge if you laugh too loudly. It is exactly like trying to dance while constantly staring at your reflection in a mirror to fix your posture. You might perfectly execute the steps, but you completely lose the natural flow of being present. This brings us to section 4. The emotional toll. Because you see everything, it completely changes how you interact with friends, family, and coworkers. Thanks to a really strong theory of mind, hyper-aware people see the backstage of human behavior. So when a coworker unexpectedly brings you a coffee and praises your project, your brain instantly goes, okay, what favor do they want? Relational innocence is just gone. Compliments feel layered, apologies feel like strategic manipulation, and promises sound incredibly fragile. And this caution goes deep. Because of highly active mirror neurons, your empathy is basically always flipped to the on position. You don't just logically understand someone else's pain, you absorb it. If a friend sits down and talks about their divorce, that pain might literally sit directly inside your own chest for 3 days. Your mind acts like a giant sheet of absorbent emotional paper.
Because of this, you become this incredible, calming, emotional regulator for everyone else. People genuinely love being around you because they feel so profoundly understood. But the price? It's absolute exhaustion. As the quote says, you kind of become a container for other people's emotional waste. And the hardest part is, at the end of the day, there's rarely anyone left to regulate you. Let's look at section 5, the physical anxiety loop. You see, all those suppressed emotions, they don't just magically vanish. They move straight into your physical body and kick off a brutal anxiety loop. A sensation appears, your brain misinterprets it as a massive threat, your body dumps a bunch of cortisol into your system, and bam, you get even stronger physical sensations. Your awareness turns into this exhausting strategy of control, trying to predict every possible variable to protect against future pain. You're basically stepping outside your own life just to manage it like some sort of high-risk project. This is largely driven by interoception, which is processed by the insular cortex in your brain. It's your ability to sense your body's internal state. But for highly aware folks, this radar is cranked up way too high. A simple caffeine rush from a morning espresso makes your heartbeat slightly faster, and your brain instantly panics, shouting that you're about to have a full-blown panic attack. Totally normal physical sensations just get completely hijacked into exaggerated warning signals. Finally, section 6, from burden to beautiful gift. All right, let's take a deep breath and slow things down. Look, you cannot just turn off this awareness. It's like asking someone with perfect vision to purposefully see everything blurry. But we can absolutely learn how to stop carrying the sheer weight of it. By anchoring yourself in a few freeing principles, like realizing not every silence is a hidden message and not every emotion requires an action, you can start setting vital boundaries. You begin to realize that this incredible clarity is only a gift when it comes with strict, healthy limits. You don't have to fix everything you see. And guys, this is the real game changer. Instead of stepping in to be an unsolicited therapist just because you notice someone's insecurity, you learn to just let it go. You move from using your awareness to forcefully predict the future and block pain to using it to just be beautifully present in the moment. It's a huge shift away from fear, back toward a gentle, open curiosity about the world around you. As you do this, your profound depth really begins to mature. Sure, you can't turn off the bright lights in your mind, but you can absolutely adjust the dimmer switch. You stop being this sharp, intense laser that burns through and exposes everyone's flaws. Instead, you become a warm candle. You provide just enough gentle light to understand human fragility, and crucially, enough to warm yourself too. Life gets so much lighter when you stop trying to carry every single complex equation of the world on your shoulders. So that brings us to our final thought. If you've spent your life completely exhausted by a mind that just will not rest, I really hope this explainer helps you see that your quietness and your intense depth, they aren't signs that you are broken. Not at all. They are signs of profound wisdom. Your awareness is a wonderful gift that's just waiting for your own self-compassion. So what's it going to be? Will you keep wearing it as heavy survival armor, or will you allow it to become the beautiful, compassionate wisdom it was always meant to be? Thanks so much for exploring this with me today.